Hey everybody, another video, and this is my little recollection of the end of the Undiscovered Country, Star Trek 6, where we had the Enterprise and Excelsior flying off and on their way back to space dock or whatever you want to. And it's like, you know, that's when Scotty said to Kirk, that's a big ship. Oh, not so big as her captain. So I wanted to do these two models there. I thought that was one of my favorite movies. I mean, my most favorite of the Star Trek franchise was, of course, the motion picture. I did the Wrath of Khan, but I think my next favorite movie was probably the Undiscovered. That was a pretty cool movie. A lot of special effects and stuff with the Klingon ships blowing her up and all that. And I mean, I like all the Star Trek movies. You know, the Next Generation, all that stuff, you know, Generations. I think First Contact is up there on my list, maybe the top 5 in that. Star Trek Nemesis and all that. I wasn't about Insurrection much in that, and I wasn't too crazy about the Final Frontier. They were good. They were good. I think they were a little bit dragged out. That's just my opinion. So everybody has their own. I have gotten used to the J.J. Abrams Star Trek franchise, the 3 movies. I think they're getting better as they go. The first one was kind of hard to accept, a different crew, a good ship and stuff. But I thought the last one was really great. I thought that was an excellent movie and stuff. And I'm looking forward to see what he comes up with next. I heard quite a few of them planned, so it'll be interesting to see. But anyway, I wish they'd make their models available here, so they'd be cheaper on the shipping. Never did build the new version of the Enterprise from the JJ Price, but he calls it. I would have liked to, but never got around to it and stuff. And I hear, from what I understand, Mobius has a lot of licensing for Star Trek stuff now, so maybe they'll come up and, from what I understand, I read about, they're supposed to be doing the ships from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek series. So we'll have to see as time goes by. You know how the modeling companies go. They say they're going to make this, going to be put out this now, and you're still waiting a year later sometimes for something. So we'll have to see. But anyway, this is my Enterprise. This is the 1701A. And the Excelsior, the latest from round 2, and I got the Aztec decals to go with. Those decals are super. They are great. I still did use a setting solution. I used Solvaset, but they laid down so perfect. And the only reason I used Solvaset because there were a few places, especially on the grid panels, where they didn't want to settle in really on their own. So I just gave them a real light brush of setting solution, but man, they pulled down into the tiny crevices and stuff. And when you lay them down, they lay down smooth. They confirmed the curves and everything, and it's super. We'll go over that in a little bit more detail. And my 1701A, I used the aftermarket, the aftermarket set that round 2 has for the 2000 Enterprise, with the different strongback colors and stuff. That's how I got the NCC-2000A. The Aztec decals are the ones that came with the kit. The strong, since they claimed that it went to more of a blue effect in the later, after it became the Enterprise A. That's why I used a supplemental set of decals from round 2. I used the blue strongbacks. Everything else for the blue strong went with them. And this one I didn't do the nacelle mode. I painted them up the same like I did on my 350. What I did was I painted them a flat black, and I misted a real light purple over there, so they'll have the same. They got the same effect as they do on my 350 when it's not lit. It's like they use actually a bluing dye on the original film over aluminum parts and stuff, and it gave it that purplish blue effect and stuff. So that's what I went with on there. The only difference on these, they're not, I didn't do the in-between little crevices, clear them out and stuff for the light to pass through. They're just all solid colored. I use like steel, and I lighten it up with some flat white to more of a grayish black color and stuff, a metallic color on the outer side of the chiller grills. But I wanted this one to be more like, you know, just impulse mode and stuff. So I did the impulse dome in yellow. I did the warp dish, the deflector dish. I did that amber color rather than the blue like I did on my previous video with the refit one. That was in the warp mode. This one's in the impulse mode. So I went with the yellow tone. I think it came out pretty decent for me. Now in these two models, I needed some pearl paint, white pearl, and quite expensive for what, a little 3-ounce can. I think you pay like close to $7 for it, 79 most places I see it. And I was looking in the difference, and I wanted to, you know, wanted to go over with the pearl, and I went to CarQuest in my area, and what I did, up a can of Duplicolor. It's actually an acrylic lacquer. It's called white pearl. It's the same pearl colored on Toyota. It's a pearl white, but the nice thing about this, it doesn't pick up in room lighting in the house. But if you take them out in daylight, it gives up a little hue, like a real pale red. You can see like a pinkish. Other ways the light hits it, it's like a little bluish tint to it. So it's kind of almost, you could say, prismatic and stuff, where different colors will pop. And if you ever see a regular a Toyota, I think even GM uses a similar color. It all changes colors and stuff, and it, you know, gives you little hues of real pale hints of like pinks and stuff like that. And I thought it worked out well. And for $8.90 or $8.95, whatever it was, you get a big 8-ounce can rather than a little 3-ounce can for $1 less for the Tamiya. It worked out great. I still used a flat white for my base coat, and that you still need to do that because it is real fine. It does come out white, but you got to do a lot of coats. I did it out just on a piece of sprue, so that's why I decided after I had the primer done, I went over it with flat white primer, and then I sprayed it the Duplicolor stuff. But you guys check it out and stuff. You know, I know Matt at Matt's Model. He told people on his last video that he was thinking about trying it and that, see how it worked. And that's so because I mentioned that he's doing his Enterprise refit build series and stuff, and he's getting that point where it's up and he's going to be getting ready to paint it. And you know, and like he said on his video too, the Tamiya pearl white, it's almost like a clear pearl and stuff. So you really need to do a good base coat on it. Or this Duplicolor one, it does come out more white, and it's got a bit more bigger pearl in it. You know, you can see the sparkles floating in the air when you're spraying and stuff. So you want to put on real light coats. It has got a nice finish. I still put a grip before I lay down all the decals and everything. So you know, you still want to do it the same as the Tamiyas and stuff, or if you mix your own and use an airbrush. I use an spray can. So, but anyway, that's my Enterprise Reef. And that, you know, I like the way it turned out. And again, this one, I had all intent to pick this kit up. I was going to light it because it wouldn't have been too bad. There's enough of space in there to work with. But then when I built this Enterprise several times through the years, and the windows are just so tiny, and to try to cram in a bunch of lights in there and fiber and stuff, it was just going to be too tedious. And I wanted to keep them displayed together as a pair, because of the way they were in the movie. And I says, if I'm not going to light one and I'm going to light the other, it's just not going to. So I'm just going to, eventually I'm going to mount the two bases. I'm using the regular bases. I am with a metallic black to give it a little sparkle you can kind of pick up there. And I laid the decals that came with the kits on this one. I had the Enterprise emblem that was left over. But I just decided if I'm not lighting a small one, I'm not going to light the Excelsior and stuff and have them set next to each other. So mine, I'll probably put them on a base, maybe put the Excelsior up a little higher or something, and it'll the same look like this, where they're flying off into the distance together at the end of the movie and stuff. And I just thought that was a real nice shot of the two ships together. So I'm going to move this one out of the way for now to refit. Everybody knows what that one's like, and we're going to go over the Excelsior. Now this is the newest repop of the Excelsior model. Newer dome on there where you get your choice of the NX 2000 or the NCC-2000. So I wanted to do the NCC-2000 from the Undiscovered country, and I had built this kit when it was originally came back out in the late 80s, whatever. It was built as the NCC, and back then they didn't have the Aztec decal, they have the decals for the belly up there, the blue decals and everything, and having to paint all that, painting those little wedges on the side of the engines and stuff, and it's like no, this is gonna be done with the decals, and like I said, the super for my neck area there and my side of my chiller grills. I think they call out a steel in them. I used a Model Master spray can. It's a graphite gray metallic, I believe, and it's darker than steel, and I think it looks more closely to what you see in the movie, darker metallic gray color and stuff, and all that. The decals, like I said, the decals went down real nice. The only issues was up here on the pylons. When you do the decals, they should be all the way down the front edge to where them little vents are, and come up in that red stripe. That's all part of the same part of the decal, and that should be the edge of the raised area. Well, the blue area isn't wide enough to cover. What I did, and it's a perfect match, I used the Model Clear Blue, and you can probably point it out down here a little better. I brought the blue. It was just a very thin line that you had to cover, so you're not going to really see a difference in the blending in and stuff. But I brought that blue all the way down to the black inserts, them vents or whatever they're supposed to be. They're like the little insets, like, you know, real long skinny lines that are deeper in. But you know, it wasn't going to look right if you had the blue and then the gap and then those in. So I used the Model Master, the clear blue, to blend all that in, and it turned out perfect. I think I had another blue. It was a regular blue, but it was close to the same color, but it was just a couple shades off, so you would more. But I think it worked out real well this way. Oh, it was a metallic blue, the little test, the small square bottles, half-ounce bottles or whatever they are, quarter-ounce metallic blue, but it was a little bit darker. So, but the clear blue worked nice, and you can't really see the white through it, you know, because like I said, it was a small area, but it just needed to be done to make it look like it was complete, like it should be and stuff. Everything, the kit went together real nice. I mean, it's the same kit that's putting out, but I think they made a lot of repairs and improvements to the mold. As far as the nacelles, even, they go on a lot straighter on this kit than the ones I built in the past. Though they used to like to lean to the sides and stuff. The center of the pylon with the support where it comes out from the center, it seemed like it was always warped, and the kit was pretty straight. I didn't have to do much messing around with it at all. Complaint I got, you guys might pick up a little bit of yellow there. Did the Aztec decals. I mean, it looked great. Everything come out. The real nice pearl white was showing through. The decals picked up the pearl, and I didn't know at first on the saucer area when I put down the tree and those red stripes and all that stuff, and even the bottom when I did everything. But when I laid down those decals on the side, and I called around too about this and complained big time, decal film has a yellowish tint to it, and you know, once you get all decaled up or it's just about finished, it's kind of too late to go and tear everything back up. I'm going to put out money for a new set of Aztec decals and all that. So it's something it's probably showing up more on camera than it does in person. You can still see it, but not as bad. But it kind of gives it a little bit of a dirty look and stuff. And I wasn't very happy after I built this model and everything came out so great on it and stuff. But just to let you guys, give you a little heads up for anybody that hasn't built this yet, you know what the problem is and all that. And like I said, I called around too. I told them about what I run into the issue as far as the kit supply decals with all the red, the dependents and stuff. And that's basically the pendant and the window that go up in there. That's basically what caused that yellowing and stuff. And I wasn't a hamper, but I can live with it. It's not super bad. I mean, it's noted, but you know, not as bad as it is on camera. For a minute, they had some dirty hands and got dirt on it, but that wasn't the case. It was actually the decal film, because as I a few more decals to lay down, I noticed the same issue was going on. That wasn't there before I had set the decals down, so it doesn't show up too bad over there, but I can tell the little bit of a yellowish cast to it and stuff, and it's something with their decal film. And it shouldn't be, because this isn't the old kit. It's, usually the decals don't start yellow for a few years of sitting and stuff as they age. This was a kit, unless they had, and the decals, they were new decals that came with the kit because they had more than the original kits did and stuff. So it's just something with the film. There's something tainted the film while they were printing the decals. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's a pretty cool looking model. They give you the little decal for the put in the deflector dish. It's got the little white mark and stuff, and they give you, there's two different deflector dishes. I wasn't sure which one was the right one, but hey, I just picked the one. I think this was the does have the ribs, and I fortunately got the decal to line up on the ribs where they're not, off center location or anything. I like the models. Again, I said they're a good size model, and 1/1000 scale. I wish they all. I know in ship modeling, 1/700 scale is the size that's like their standard, they call it. Most of the companies make all their ships in 1/700 scale, unless you're getting into the 3 scale, but there's like a handful of ships in 350 scale. But as far as like if you want to do displays with multiple ships together or something, everything's in scale, and I think that's who needs to do. And I think 1/1000 scale, even for like their small like these, and I think that would be an ideal scale for their Enterprise E, the Enterprise D. I wanted to pop a Enterprise C. I don't know how that would sell. There's a lot of people that aren't fan favorites of the C. I think it's okay looking. It's not my favorite, but the reason I did the pair like this too, I got this from Hobby Link last fall, and they had this clearance. Usually this is about $26-27 most places, even in stores. It marked 50% off clearance, and they also had the supplemental decals for the 1/1000 refit kit. They had those 50% off clearance. So I paid just under $20 for the whole deal. Then it had shipping in, so it's to 26 and everything. But that's the reason I got another Enterprise and decided to do up the pair like they looked in the Undiscovered country and stuff. And funny, if you go to Hobby Link now and you see this kit, they got it. It's still got a discount on it, but I think like 20-25% or something like that. So they're not trying to clearance it no more. They were just trying to clear time. But even at the regular price, and it comes with the Aztec decal, that's great. And I don't see why Round 2 can't include Aztec decals with all their kits. Maybe add another $10, $15 to the kit rather than charging you $30-40 and another $30 or $40 for the decals. I don't understand their reasoning behind. I mean, the decals on this, the Aztec decals, can't cost much more to that kit, and they come with the model. So, for even if you paid a regular $25-27 for this model, you're getting a complete kit. You don't have to buy anything extra and stuff. Anyway, I think they turned out pretty nice. I like them. They're probably one of my most the smaller models that I have. Hopefully in the future they'll make more. I know they're talking about a 350 Katinga. I am looking forward to that. I'd like to have that with my big refit Enterprise along with my 350. But we'll have to wait and see. They say that's going to be sometime late something, so we'll have to wait and see. They've said they were going to put out certain models in the past years, and sometimes they never even put them out. Things went wrong, or licensing fell through, or something like that. I mean, those are model kits too. They even had some prototype builds of them and stuff, and that's so we'll have to see. Sometimes Round 2 they change the game at the last minute. But those are my Undiscovered country little display there. My Enterprise A, my Excelsior. Hope you guys like them. They were fun to build, fun to detail the decals, and like I said, those Aztec decals are super, man. I hope they stay for the rest of their kits. But Thanks for viewing. Thanks for like button. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the nice comments you guys been leaving me and all that. And thanks questions that you leave me to give back answers on what I use or what I do and stuff. I forgot something. Being that I was going to light this Excelsior kit, let me get away real quick. I forgot, some of it might not be noticeable, so it might. You might see a little bit. I know Harry Houdini told me if you put white behind it, it'll focus. But I did drill out some holes for the little marker strobes on the back. I used some clear fiber optics and just mushroomed them, and they're sticking up, so it looks like there's a little light back there. Underneath, you'll probably be able to make out, I do have the red and green port and starboard. I use little tiny fiber optics for those, mushroomed out, and tiny holes for the marker lights. And I did the same thing on the top and bottom of the hull. You can kind of pick out the green one there, that phaser bank. And I did it underneath, and I did the same thing on the other side for the red. And I did do in the front and up on the bridge and all that to clear for the strobe. You can see them in real life, and on the front end of the cells, you might be able to pick up spots there where they had the highlight different parts of the ship, like on the big refit and stuff. I did add that. It gives it a little extra touch of detail, and like I said, in person you can pick that out a lot better than you can on stuff. Like I said, I just use my cell phone. There's my little red and stuff, and I got the same underneath and stuff. So I just thought I'd give it that little touch and everything, and I did it back there on the middle of the pylon, and I think there's another one back there on the fantail area somewhere too. So all in all, I thought this was a great kit. The improvements they made to the bridge and stuff, and really well. So again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, everybody take care. Modeling, bye.